Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Ratchet and Clank Free Up Your Arsenal, Part 11. We're going to do that other path we saw earlier, where there was a non-linear gameplay, where the game's path breaks into a fork in the road. Go one way or the other way. We're going the other way now. We're going to find out more stuff about what is going on Dax and what the main premise of this planet Dax is. We're also going to be coming across some of Dr. Nefarious' top of the top guards, and they're made of strong metals they're very strong towards our average weapons. Average weapons that are not really well upgraded aren't going to do much against them. This is part that's going to be a major challenge. I think this is what that friend of mine was saying earlier when he said he was having trouble getting through Dax. He may have been referring to this part we're about to come across. Good thing I have a huge arsenal of weapons. But I also remember there's the lava gun, another personal favorite of mine, from Megacorp and Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. And we could use it here to melt down these robots. Apparently it melts robots down really well too. Might even work better on these robots than it does on amoeboids. There we go, we got 15 of something. I always know it says 15 of something because it always uses that weird letter. It's called O or something like that. That's used for meaning of in Japanese. I like to call it HC because it looks like an HC to me, or it looks like an H and a C merge with each other. But no, it's some sort of hiragana letter, meaning of something. You got this much of something. You got 15 shots of something. It's gonna run through here, and we got our lava gun upgraded. That's pretty good. One of the best weapons in the game has already been upgraded. Now we get to fry more of these guys. We also get a free fill-up of ammo. That's pretty good. I wonder how it knows to send the ammo to me. How does upgrading the gun randomly or magically fill it up with ammo? We also have the nitro launcher too, which I haven't used as much. It's still at V3. Still hasn't been fully upgraded yet. It's also great to give you a little crosshair or something like that. I don't like crosshair, like a part where you can see where the weapon would land. That seems like a bit of a waste, but I think it was worth it to upgrade my weapon. This is the part where we realize that we're going to be needing the most up-to-date upgraded weapons possible. The only way you can really do that is by using your weapons. You're going to be using a variety of weapons that I have, trying to... Oh, that didn't get any of them. I thought that would have got some, at least a few of them, but this weapon actually is quite effective against them. This nitro launcher, whatever it's called. There we go. Blasted one of them, and did he die? No, I don't think he died. One of them fell off the edge. I think my weapon made them fall off the edge. And look, there's one of these things too. One of these heavily armored robot security guys. He's just gonna shoot his machine gun out of there. Good thing I have good dexterity. I mean, good like Ratchet is good with agility. He's good at running back and forth and jumping and dodging the blasts and stuff. And there we go, using the sniper on him, the flux rifle is what it's called on him. Yeah, the flux rifle is a really great weapon. It's good for more than just sniping. I recommend, using it for other things too. Heck, in Ratchet Deadlock there's a sniper rifle. Most of the time I use it, it's not really for sniping. Then again, it's kind of hard to snipe things in Ratchet Deadlock since you're constantly being bombarded by enemies. Let's try not to get killed by that droid thing. That thing looks like it wants to grab your crotch and send electric currents through it. Wonder if it's related. I know we saw enemies like that in the earlier games too. Maybe it's related to Megacorp's crotchetizer. I'm not even really sure what the premise of the crotchetizer was. It does something to your crotch. Probably sends electrical impulses down it or something like that. And why would you want to send electrical impulses down your crotch? I don't know. I don't know what people in these galaxies like doing with their crotches. We are going to solve another one of these puzzles. Yay, more puzzle-solving action. That's what everyone likes. Imagine they made a Ratchet and Clank spin-off game, but instead of it being all action like a Ratchet Deadlock was, imagine if it was puzzle-solving. The whole Ratchet and Clank game was just a puzzle-solving game with just stuff like this. And that's what the whole game is. Ratchet and Clank puzzles. Doesn't seem like something that would fit a console game. It seems more like something that would probably be better left as a mobile game or something like that. Like a lot of those puzzle games are. A lot of them are mobile games. It's going to be blasting down these red guys. Those red things, collect the green thing, and... Go on, green thing, where? Oh, there's another green thing coming up. There's also those shields that get in the way, too, those annoying shield things. This is the best way to get past this, is just launch a charge blast from the shock cannon out of them. There, that decimates them easy. Just go in there and destroy all of them, and we're just going in here. This is more just mindless action stuff, since it doesn't really require you to use your brain. Just run in here and shoot them, shoot all of them down, shoot everything that moves and don't let anything survive. I think now we're at level 4, V4 now. Yeah, we're at V4 now for this weapon, this Nitro, this N60 Storm weapon. We're just killing off more of these things, just slashing around and killing them more. There's those computer terminals. I wonder if those were used for doing any more video editing, like what I'm doing right now, video editing of my videos. I always love doing video editing work. Now we're going to go and do this other puzzle again. We're going to be collecting the green pieces, destroy the red ones. This is where it becomes more like Tempest again. And where's it? Oh, there's a huge row of greens. There we go, got another green piece. Going to the next one, round 2. Does that say 2? Yeah, it does say round 2 of 2. It's only 2 for this one, that's good. Some of them make you do like 10 rounds or close to that much at a time. Yeah, I hope you really love solving these puzzles. I'll admit, these ones are not as abysmal as the ones in other Ratchet and Clank games. There were ones in the original Ratchet and Clank, Going Commando. Those ones are very abysmal compared to this one. This is actually a lot more preferable than the ones in Ratchet 1 and 2. So we could walk through here again where the security guards are just casually walking around. Now we could go and blast them with our weapons. And now look, now we have it like mostly all upgrade. Just blast one of them and some of it comes off and gets onto the other one. You know, it's like you shoot one enemy and it attacks the other. It's a shock blaster at a similar upgrade like that. And like this weapon has it too. I think a lot of the weapons in this game have that kind of upgrade once you get them to a certain point. And where they start to like, it's almost like it's making enemies stick together. That they're gonna get more, gonna get more damage sucked out of them, more health sucked out of them. Kind of reminds me vaguely of a game I was reminded of yesterday called Sticky Balls. Some game I was on that awful system called the Gizmondo. It's like magnetic billiards where I can imagine Ratchet and Clank having a puzzle thing like this in it, where you have to like hit the colored balls and you have to join certain ones together, and it's a bit like Bust a Move almost, you have to join colored balls together. But this game was called Sticky Balls. Yeah, and the intro is the most annoying part. I remember seeing it in a YouTube poop a long time ago. When you hear it once, it's going to be stuck in your head for the next several days on end. And come on, the title is Sticky Balls. They were asking for it. It's filled with risque humor, kind of like Ratchet and Clank games. These games have tons of risque humor in them all the time. That's why we like it. I mean, they probably sanitize that a little bit for Japan, because I don't think people in Japan would necessarily get a lot of those jokes. I don't know if Gizmondo ever got released in Japan or not. I've never seen that on one of those videos of the worst gaming systems ever. Like Gizmondo. What kind of name is Gizmondo anyways? That sounds like a pretty messed up name for something. I bet the people who made it were probably, messed up too. Maybe that's why they came up with it. Maybe it was some part of some sort of like scam. Some people said it was a scam. I know, were game systems ever made to be scams? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the bootleg ones are, because there's a lot of like Chinese bootleg systems, or it makes you think it's a real legit system, like a real PlayStation or something like that. Then you open it up and you find out it's just some crappy emulator that has hundreds of NES games on it, and they don't even emulate that well. I remember seeing one that someone bought somewhere on YouTube, and it had what's supposed to be a Famicom cartridge on it, and it didn't even work. I saw another video where some guy bought a bunch of PS1s, and one of them was like the very earliest model of the original PlayStation. It had a slightly different build design than the ones that I have, and then it had a lot of like extra ports in the back of it too. It made me realize, I think the first PlayStation my father ever bought back in 1995 was probably like that. I don't remember, I haven't seen it since the early 2000s when it broke and he just threw it out. But it most likely was like that. The PS1 I have now is from 1998, so it doesn't have as many of those ports in the back. They probably figured they were useless, that's probably why they got rid of them. And now, and this is pretty useless too. We're going to a computer terminal to find out something on the Obani moons. Apparently some bio-obliterator weapon that Dr. Nefarious is building is being built on the Obani moons. So we're going to have to go there and solve some more puzzles. It's a huge puzzle-solving challenge. That's all the Obani moon pretty much is. Sure, there is some action, of course. What would a Ratchet and Clank level be like without any action in it? So of course it's going to be action. We just got the coordinates for this Obani moon, so I guess we're going to be heading off there. And then later we could head back to Annihilation Nation where we can meet Courtney Years again and find out more stuff from her. And get the third Quark vid comic. I've been longing to find the next Quark vid comic. You know how much I love those parts. Oh look, we're getting another message from Skid McMarks. Like he's saying like he's on the Obani moon and he's doing something, I think, and that he desperately needs help or some sort of like emergency crisis on the Obani moon. And he wants us to go and help him with something and assist him with something. I don't remember exactly what he's saying, but he's like saying like we have to go and help him or something like that on the Bonnie Moon. That's a cool name for a place, an old Bonnie Moon. It looks very, celestial, very like, almost looks like something out of some astronomy dream or something like that, or some astronomy, like, sci-fi. I mean, this is a sci-fi astronomy, of course, it's Ratchet and Clank. It looks very like, it does look very like, fantasized and like very like, almost looks like something an Insomniac Games developer probably saw when he was in a dream somewhere. Or maybe some painting that someone made hundreds of years ago and no one really knows about. Like some obscure thing. It really is a very abstract looking planet. It's not even a planet, it's a moon. And it's very small too, and the gravity is supposedly the same. I don't know, maybe it uses some kind of artificial gravity thing. I also really love the music in this level. This is probably one of my favorites. This level has some of my favorite music in the series. It sounds like it's kind of hard to hear, but this level does have really good music. Some of the best music in the game comes from this level. We're going to use our trusty refractor again. We have to refract the light at those satellites and have it bounce from there. This is almost like more stuff we saw in Batman and Robin when they had to use a satellite to redirect the sun's beams down on Gotham City as a means to unfreeze everyone. And they only have 11 minutes to do it. Where'd they get that from? I have no idea. But it's Batman and Robin, so what do you expect? Nothing in that movie does makes any sense whatsoever. So I don't think anyone cares about it. It's almost like it's becoming its own kind of like genre in its own right. So we see that one's reflecting light there. There we go, we got to hit that one. Usually when I play this level, it usually takes like 2 hours for me to figure out how to solve this puzzle. I'm usually left running around in circles, which is what happens all the time when I play games like Wolfenstein 3D and Doom, where I'm always left running in circles. But this time around when I was recording it, for some reason it went by a lot easier. For some reason when I record stuff, I seem to do better when I'm recording than when I'm not recording sometimes. Seems odd. Seems like it should be the other way around, but that's not the case for this level. Yeah, I can really hear the music kicking in too. It does sound like a masterpiece too, an odd masterpiece in music. I have to jump on these things that look like those communicators from Star Wars Episode 1, those comlink communicators that Qui-Gon Jinn used. It wasn't a communicator, some sort of like thing that showed a hologram on the ship. It's like they took a prop from one of those and just used it as a platform to jump off of. There we go, there's the next satellite. It's all about finding the platforms and finding where the satellite beams are going to, so you can run to them and redirect their light over at them, at the other satellite. And you can also use these jump things too, to make it like jump overly high for some reason. There are enemies below too, we've already destroyed a few of them, but there we go, now we took down that force field shield thing, so we could go to this transport, this teleporter thing. It's going to teleport us to where there's going to be more enemies and more action to go, which is what all the fanboys want. It will also help us find Skid McMurks. Yeah, this part's a bit obnoxious. There's enemies that are like very strong and they have like tons of weapons and stuff. I guess we could use our flux rifle. There we go. Look, we already got an upgrade for the flux rifle. That's good. Now it's going to be even more powerful. It's like we're sending lightning out of a gun. It's like a lightning gun. All this sends beams of lightning out and just kills everything in its path. It's almost like we're some like ancient Greek god that's like sending out waves of lightning at its enemies. Of course, it doesn't help us get protected at all. Or you can't really lock onto it very well either. What do you expect for a weapon like this? Its power more than makes up for that. If you want a weapon that's overly perfect, go get the Rhino. And the Rhino's not even available yet. You have to beat the game to get that weapon. These guys are going to be running by here. Oh, look at that, I got another health upgrade. Why am I not surprised? This game likes to throw health upgrades at us. Use the N60 Storm on these guys. Ooh, look at that, I only have a sliver of health left. If I get touched, if I get luckily dinged by one thing, I get killed. Oh, look. Nanotech, at least the developers liked giving us health, liked giving us nanotech, not letting us get killed. So I could hide behind this wall thing, this crate wall thing, and wait for that thing to charge his guns, and then I could go ahead and blast him again. This might be one of the most sci-fi levels in the game. Look at this is like a pure example of what people imagine and think of sci-fi. We're on some odd, obscure moon or planet. There's platforms everywhere. We have to teleport ourselves to a different one and jump from them and dodge all these robots and destroy them and whatnot. I wonder I used to wonder if Ratchet and Clank had any connections to the 2005 movie Robots. Mostly because the main villain in that movie was also named Ratchet. Ratchet. There was a Ratchet in that movie, and there's a Ratchet in Ratchet and Clank. So many Ratchets. I mean, it's only two, but the fact that it's such an uncommon name and it happened twice is kind of a coincidence. I mean, it's not really, I don't really call it. It's kind of like, yeah, if I had a coin, if I had a nickel for every time someone said that, I'd have two nickels. If I had a nickel for every time someone thought I was talking about Grand Theft Auto, and I was really talking about Gran Turismo, I'd have two nickels. One time happened in 2010 when someone mistook it for Grand Theft Auto. Another time happened more recently when I was describing Gran Turismo 4 to someone, and I called it GT4, and he thought I meant GTA 4. Oh, no, not GTA 4, GT4, Gran Turismo 4. They're both games that have driving in them, so I guess it's not. I guess they are kind of related in a way. In fact, they're both driving games, using a vague sense of what related games are. But then again, one website I came across called cdromance.com, it considered Strikers 1945 to be a similar game to Mario Strikers because they were both have the word Strikers in the title, but in reality, one of them's a shooting game, and the other one's a football game. I always remembered it being called Mario Smash Football for some reason. So maybe, I don't know, maybe that's why I didn't think it'd be called, Mario Strikers. It's another GameCube Mario game I never really played. There's a lot of GameCube Mario games I never really played for the longest time. Like the Mario Powered Tennis, I didn't play that till 2020. And there was I'm trying to remember what other ones. I know I still don't have a copy of Mario Kart Double Dash. That game's expensive as hell, so I'm not expecting to ever find that game anywhere for an affordable price. Doesn't make sense why it's so expensive, too. It's sold like hotcakes. There's millions of copies of it everywhere. So how come it's so goddamn expensive when people sell it on eBay? And even thrift stores have that problem, too. Yeah, I guess some questions never get answered. There we go. We finally ran to Skid, where he's just running off and probably slacking off as usual. He mentioned he went over to Galaxy Burger to get where he was stuck in the Galaxy Burger drive-thru, which explains why he didn't get here until much later. Yes, the Galaxy Burger, that he was stuck at the Galaxy Burger drive-thru. Now we're trying to figure out how to destroy that bio-obliterator. That's what he's calling the weapon, the bio-obliterator, where it's gonna obliterate anything of its biological components and make it all robotic. I mean, Dr. Robotnik did that in the original Sonic the Hedgehog over a decade earlier, so it's not really an unheard of idea to turn everyone into robots. I think the people at Insomniac Games played the classic Sonic games back in the early days. I mean, it's part of where they got the idea from. Oh, I remember this part. This is where Blackwater City is under attack. Yeah, the same Blackwater City is attacked by amoeboids in the second episode of Captain Quark. It's being under attack. Remember when I was playing the Korean version of this one there? I'm pretty sure I heard them say, oh, this is Tabate Master. Tab, which means eating in Japanese. Thinking, okay, so they're getting eaten by something. That's probably why they're saying that. Then I realized, oh, wait a minute. This isn't the Japanese version of the game, it's the Korean version, so they're probably saying something completely different, since Korean is a completely different version, a different language than Japanese. And they didn't say in this version, this is the Japanese version. There we go, N60, more ammo. So I think we're done at the Obani Moon, so now we're told to go to that distress call that happened on Blackwater City. Ray Phoenix, signing out.